Welcome to the Adult Learning Consortium Winter Institute 2012, and we are a group that starts on time. We're 3 minutes late. For that, I apologize. In the room today, we have representatives from, my name is Mary Ellen Dahlman, and with Trish Patterson, I direct the Adult Learning Consortium activities. We have today in the room both Adult Learning Consortium members and representatives from probably almost an equal number of campuses who are interested in the topics that we have here today. So the first thing I want to do is remind us about who we are serving. Why are we here? Besides it's a nice venue and the food isn't bad. Those of you who may have stayed in the hotel last night, this was outside my door. Newsline, more food pantries open on campuses. How many of you noticed that? Well, if you notice that, then on page 3, where the story progresses, pantries tackle campus hunger, Tennessee State, Austin Peay, the University of Arkansas, the University of Georgia are among the schools to establish food pantries in the past year. Our students are the most important thing we do. Our students are the reason why we're here. Why? Because without students, there is no university. So whether we're faculty or staff or administration, while adult students are a subset of the population of students, please don't let us ever lose sight that what we're about are those we're here to serve. And how do we do that better? And so that really is how we get to what we're doing here today. We've invited four particular groups of speakers to get us thinking about what it is we do. And because the Adult Learning Consortium was asked specifically to move in the direction of online collaborative degrees, and there was at the December 6th meeting of SACS some approvals of new guidelines for the SACS COC that relate to policies and principles, we're honored, thank you Mike Johnson, to be with us here today to actually lead off. And because those of you who are here know that if you don't want to do something, you always say, well, we can't because SACS won't let us. We're hoping that the panel of discussants that will be with Mike will help us clarify what our questions really are. And the other part of that is if we don't want to do it and we find out, well, SACS will, then we say system won't let us. And so one of the respondents on the panel is Felita Williams with academic planning here within the system. So we're using a format of a presenter with people who will hopefully be our voice to ask questions and clarify. So we're leading off clarifying, can we do collaborative degree programs? Can we continue to work online? And what are the policies that impact that? So that's this morning. Back to who we serve. Yes, adults are a subset, and so there is a tool available to us that we've been using within the consortium called the Adult Learner Focused Inventory, ALFI. Those of you who are my age remember the song. Well, hopefully we will be able to answer what it's all about and figure out how to use the data that we get from ALFI to measure our progress. How are we better serving adults? And then the students' perceptions of whether we're serving them better, because that disconnect is really very insightful. Between those two, David Morgan and Lynn Weisenbach will be here to talk about the college completion plan and how the work of the Adult Learning Consortium has helped focus that plan on achievable and measurable things to make us more friendly to adult learners. And then tomorrow we'll do more introduction to that whole piece, but there will be a panel here from the American Council on Education because we're also very much aware that we need to be more accepting of credits granted by training in the workplace, in industry, as well as by the military. So let's not lose sight of who we serve and why we're here. In all, and don't say we never gave you nothing, as my dad would say. In what we gave you is a program. And the program is laid out so that Monday is here. And again, we have a Monday morning. We have a lunch today. They taught me this, plated lunch. Thank you, Ashley. A plated lunch where I just merged them. Lynn Weisenbach and David Morgan will speak to us. And then the afternoon session. So we're going back and forth between these two rooms and those two rooms until we get to the round tables. Because we came in teams, I want to say that we want you to divide and conquer. We are particularly, however, wanting to guide the PIs, the principal investigators, I know who you are, to the session that will be done collaboratively by Catherine Marino and Trish Patterson. That's the session called Kale Principles, top of, thank you, Kale Principles and the ALC agreements. We want us all to understand how the Kale Principles really guide our work in serving students and adults. So we want to have one person from each of the ALC institutions, and others are certainly welcome, but at least one person in the Kale Principles. And then you can see that you cannot do by location. None of us can. And so we actually have 6 different roundtables scheduled for 3:30 to 4, and 6 different roundtables scheduled from 4 to 4:30. So I hope that as you sit with your teams, whoever is leading the team from your campus will decide who's going where, and you truly divide and conquer. Now, what else you have? You have a binder. And behind tab number 1 is presentation number 1, materials that go with the remarks that Mike Johnson's going to make. Behind tab number 2, just to make it more interesting, we put the colored cover on it. Complete College Georgia, the plan to which David Morgan and Lynn Weisenbach will be speaking. This afternoon, behind tab number 3, the presentation about the adult learning focused inventory, Judy Wertheim's remarks are there. In addition, you have a pocket with stuff, as George Carlin would say, duty, honor, country, and credit. There, it's a Kale document, but it's a natural segue to the presentation that will be done by Mary Beth Lakin, Clay Warren, and Chris Johnson tomorrow on serving the military. At the back, you then see behind tab number 4 also all kinds of ACE, American Council on Education documents. And behind tab number 5, we have one presentation in the roundtable sessions that already sent us their materials. That's Suzanne McGurk from the College Board, and so developing your CLEP program is there. So that's your handy-dandy guide to your binder. And then in your packet, because you all also got, we just couldn't stop giving you things we thought were important. There are additional materials from both the American Council on Education and from the College Board. So do see what we've got there for you. Again, American Council on Education, transfer and articulation materials. Please bring some of those back for tomorrow. CLEP materials to get you going with your college level examination program. I hear the tearing kind of minimizing now. So I'll move on to where. Inside of your back cover in your program is the map to the hotel. And I would just say that the round tables are on the lower level. And I apologize, they told us they're waiting, it might be an Otis escalator, but they're waiting for a part to come from Brazil to fix it. So there is an elevator and there are 2 sets of stairs. Knock yourself out. And that's the where. One other thing I don't want you to miss, inside the left cover of your binder, there's a Welcome to Atlanta restaurant guide. There's a College Access Challenge Grant travel expense, including both your travel expense form and, for those of you who are staying at the hotel, your hotel tax exemption form. Those of you who drove in, give me some kind of a signal. Okay, those of you who drove in and are driving out, no, you don't have to pay $15 for parking. Please don't pay $15 for parking. Please instead stop at the registration desk. Cheryl Thomas, who's wearing a pink shirt today, has a parking pass little thing to give you. So that will get you out without paying $15, please. We negotiated that, so please use it because we have paid for it already, if you get my drift. One other thing. Where? Well, right now, this is the Winter Institute, but inside that left cover also is save the dates for the Summer Institute. Please know we've outgrown the Jekyll Island Club, and we will this year be at the at the Savannah Conference and Convention Center with hotel accommodations at the Westin. Again, my name's Mary Ellen Dahlman. I have one of these yellow, or what color is that? Green? That fuchsia. Color. Fuchsia. No, fuchsia's pink. That chartreuse. Anyway, that color. I'm staff. I see a few other people who wear similar tags. If we can do anything to help you, please let one of us know. And now I'm going to get out of the way so that Trish Patterson can take over.